Want to learn why having a mentor is important for authors? Then this is the show for you. Hi, my name's Duncan Ellis. I'm author of the Sophie Washington series, and They Built Me for Freedom with Write This, my author interview show. And today I'm pleased to welcome Kailei to talk about why mentorship is important and tell us a little bit about the mentorship program that she founded and her upcoming and currently published books. I see that let me check and see she's joined. Okay, let me get her request. Hey, you're here. Okay, I was wondering what is going on.
It just kept loading. I thought, I know Tanya's here. I
I
heard
know. I was like, my phone had an update, and I was like, what is going on?
her.
Okay, well, I'm so happy to see you. Let me get this
Yeah,
straight.
so good to be here. Thanks for having me, Tanya.
Yes, let me turn my volume up. And I haven't been live in a long time. It's been over a year.
Oh, wow. Good for you getting back into it.
Right. So I'm glad to get back into it. Okay. Well, I'm so happy to see you. You look great.
Oh, thank you.
And
You too.
thank you for joining me. So I wanted to talk about mentorship and why it's so important for authors. Let me get this up here. Yes, because with the PB Rising Stars period open now for people to join in and try to apply, I thought it would be the great time to have you on and talk about mentorship and why it's so important.
Yeah.
So, okay, so can you tell us a little bit about yourself? Tell us about your background, where you're from, and how you started the PB Rising Stars program.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm Kailei Pugh, and I'm from Phoenix, Arizona. Born and raised. I have been elsewhere, but ended up back here. I love it here. Love the desert. So glad to be here. I write all sorts of kid lit, everything from board books through middle grade and everything in between. And picture books are my happy spot. I love picture books, and I had a lot of help along the way. The kid lit community is so giving and so gracious, and everyone's always willing to give back. And because of so many people who were willing to help me and answer my questions, I thought, how can I pay this forward? What can I do? And I thought it would be something really simple, just putting it out there. Maybe somebody would be interested. And so I put on social media that I was interested in giving back to the picture book community, wondering if somebody would be interested in learning more about picture book creation. And the response was overwhelming. There were so many people interested in learning more about picture books, and a lot of picture book creators who really also wanted to give back but weren't sure how to go about it. And one of those people, as you know, Tanya, was Ebony Linmud. And Ebony was so excited to join forces. And she and I started talking the same day I put it out there about what this would look like. What should we do? How could we create a mentorship program? And within just a few days, we announced Picture Book Rising Stars, or PB Rising Stars, as you will probably see it on social media. And we jumped right in. We had 12 mentors that first year, and we paired people with mentees who had applied for the program. And then it just took off from there. Everybody was really excited, really gracious with their time. And for this, our fifth and final year, we have 40 mentors lined up, yourself included. We're thrilled to have you back. And everyone's really excited. We're going to have 40 picture book creators chosen to learn more about the craft and have mentorship, because like you said, it is really important. It's so hard in this industry to really understand how things work. There are a lot of gatekeepers, there are a lot of closed doors, and to be able to kind of pull back the curtain on that and explain to people how things work, both on the craft side and the business side, has been really thrilling.
Right. And I joined in with PD Rising Stars. I became familiar with it as a mentor, but it's helped me just having that community that you and Ebony have built has been wonderful. So for all participants, and I want to say for those who are looking to apply, they have, even though it's a free program, it's like a premium program for all participants. I was almost in tears. I've already told you, Kailei, when I went to an in-person meetup with you guys at ALA a couple of years ago, with all the special touches that you and Ebony put into it and all the other leadership team, because it's just a wonderful program for
Oh,
all
thank you.
involved.
Thank
Yes, I
you.
agree.
We love that community. It makes all the difference because authors and illustrators, where however you are in the creation process, it can be really lonely because it's kind of a solitary work. You write your stories or create your art, and it can be really lonely. And so to create a community of creators who really have each other and support each other and can also just have fun together has really made a big difference for me too.
Right. And one thing I noticed as well is when I stumbled upon some articles that you had written about the publishing process as well, because the publishing process is a long journey. I'm right now, books that I wrote like 5 years ago, I'm just now seeing traction or something happen.
Yeah.
So, having that mentorship and that community is vital to help you keep going. And then some of your articles about the submission process and all those were so helpful.
Oh, thank you. I'm so glad. Whenever I wrote those, it was because I was just coming out of the submission process and it was brutal. And I didn't realize how normal my situation was, that I had nobody to ask, how long did you wait? What was the response like? Why did they say they were interested, but then still take 3, 6, 9 months after showing interest? Does that mean they aren't interested? And you just don't know as a creator when you've never been through it. And so I think it's really important that we share those things with each other so that when someone else is going through it, they can say, oh, this is absolutely normal. It's normal for an editor to show interest and then not get back to you for 6 months because
Right.
they're going through second reads, they're taking it to their team. There's so much that goes into it that we just don't know. So I'm so glad that you found those.
Yeah, and then also with the submission process, a lot of times, even when you have a book contract, authors aren't allowed to announce it. So a lot of it is kind of shrouded in secrecy. So these mentorship programs kind of peel that curtain back and give people who are trying to break into the industry a peek at what it's like and understanding of the entire process.
Yeah, that's so true.
Now, how do you feel knowing this is the last year of PB Rising Stars? How
Oh,
do you feel?
that's a great question. It's a bittersweet feeling. I have shed multiple tears. When we had our ice cream social for just sharing information a couple weeks ago and everyone started logging on, it just brought up all this emotion in me because it has been such a beautiful experience, such a beautiful creation, really. And so I'm sad to see it go. While at the same time, Ebony and I both recognize that it's time. It's time to move on to different endeavors. We are both really working hard to get books into schools and to work against book banning and censorship and all these things that are happening right now. And we have, like you said, this community of creators that we've gathered. We've helped almost over 100 mentees. This year we'll cross 100 mentees, almost as many mentors, a few less because we have wonderful people like yourself who come back. But we have this community that we really want to be able to pour into and continue to do things like a mentee will come to us with a contract and ask if we can look over it, or they'll come and want to talk about being on submission. And we want to be able to do those things. And we recognize that at this point, both as our careers have progressed and as our families have grown and changed, that we just can't do it all anymore. And so this chapter is closing on the formal mentorship. This is our last year pairing mentees with mentors. And that's the sad part. But the exciting part is what we're going to be able to do for that community moving forward.
Right, right. And let's shift gears a little bit. So when you started out, when you started PB Rising Stars, that was around your debut. So what has
Yeah.
happened since then? How many books do you have and what projects do you have upcoming?
Yeah, great question. So my debut, The Monster Above the Bed, you're right. It was at the exact same time that we were launching PB Rising Stars that I was working on that. Since then, I've written a middle grade book, Kid Venters, that tells 35 stories of kid inventors, true stories. It's nonfiction. I've partnered with my friend and yours, Valerie Bowling.
Man.
I work both for Disney Learning, which is a branch of Scholastic, and for KiwiCo. I've done 5 different work for hire projects between those two. And then
Five?
my,
You
yes,
just, wow.
work for hire is very fast. They just turn them around real fast. And
Yeah.
then my upcoming chapter book series is what I'm really focused on right now. I have the newest Branches series coming out starting in March, Supervillains in Training. Right now we have 4 books contracted, so we're really thrilled about that. It was
That
the
looks
book one.
fun. Yeah,
Yeah,
that
they're
looks so
fun.
fun.
They're fun because they're highly illustrated chapter books that are meant to really bridge the gap for kids going from picture books to longer form that might not be quite ready for middle grade. So it kind of helps them jump into that. And it's been really fun to be able to create a series. You know all about series and how
Yeah.
fun it can be to really take a character and put them in multiple situations. So that's been a lot
Right.
of fun.
Okay, well, that sounds so exciting. So this, and then how many years has it been? Okay, it's 5 years. So you've
Five
done all
years.
this.
Yeah.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah.
That's so
It's been
good.
fun. Yeah. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Now, what things do you have planned in the future? Do you have any other things you're working on or?
Yeah, good question. With the supervillain series, everything is a really fast turnaround. So I've focused the last couple of years on these really because for example, right now, book 1 is coming out. Book 2, we just finalized and put the stamp of approval on all the final art. Book 3, I'm in the middle of edits and sketches just came in to send comments on, and I'm drafting book 4. And so it's a lot all at once. It moves very fast. Because these are for such a niche group of readers, they come out in quick succession. Otherwise, your readers have grown out of them. And
Right.
so I have one coming out in March, one in June, one in November, and then one the following February. So this is where I'm mostly focused right now because I've also recently had a baby. I've been on maternity leave. So I haven't even been on submission in a long time. I actually went and read my own articles because I thought, oh, it's time to get back on submission. It's been 2 years since I've been on submission. My agent's been wonderful and has been okay with a pause while I took care of family things and focused on these books. So we're getting ready to send some things out, but nothing new beyond everything that's been announced so far.
But I guess with your growing family, you'll probably have plenty of inspiration too. You might have.
Yeah, I actually have thought maybe it's time to focus on some board books now that I have a baby. Maybe that's where my mind is. So it's
Yeah.
fun. It's fun to have kids at different ages for different inspiration, and they're just fun.
Yeah, that's good. Now, what do you recommend for people who are looking for mentors? Say they apply for PB Rising Stars, didn't get a mentor that way. Are there other ways? What would you recommend people do?
Yeah, great question. So, of course, we hope everyone will apply to PB Rising Stars. We have 40 great mentors, but like you said, the chances, unfortunately, are still low. We get thousands of applications this year more than ever we're expecting because it is the 5th and final year. So if you can't get that formal mentorship, and there are many others. So if you don't get ours, I highly recommend you look into We Need Diverse Books or Las Musas. There are so many great opportunities out there that are more formal that you can look into, and we very much support all of those programs. If that doesn't happen for you, I still really encourage you to seek mentorship. There are people who are so willing to share their experiences, to talk with you. Before I started PB Rising Stars, I mainly just connected with creators. I found them online. I asked questions, in an appropriate way. I was never sliding into someone's DMs who didn't want me to, but I would read their articles. I would learn from their videos and take those opportunities to be, maybe I would go to a launch event and just get in front of people and start making connections. And that's actually how I met Valerie, was just being really involved in the community, because Valerie had launched a couple of books. I went to a few of her events. And because of that, she kind of learned about me and ended up asking me to MC one of her virtual events during COVID. And we just really hit it off.
Mm-hmm.
And she is really a mentor to me. She's somebody I go to with questions. She's somebody that I reach out to asking for advice. She has been in the industry longer than I have. And so we've really just become friends, but she has been invaluable to me to ask about this process. So just
Mm-hmm.
finding those really organic and natural relationships, I think there are ways to learn, even if you don't get a formal mentee mentor pairing through a program.
Right. And even listening to you, I found that happening with myself, going to author events, supporting other
Yeah.
authors. And even if you join your SCBWI chapter, Society
Yeah.
of Children's Book Writers and Illustrators Organization, when they had events, people I met years ago later became mentors, or I learned from them. And then we
Yeah.
collaborated later because you
Yeah.
and
I think
Valerie
that's great.
Bowling wrote a whole book together.
Yeah, we
That's
did. Yep.
amazing.
Yeah, you never know what's going to come. So,
Yeah, that's cool. So
yeah.
what's next for you? What are some next steps?
Yeah, right now I'm working on launching these books into the world. I'm pairing with Estrella Lorenzu. She's the illustrator of Supervillains in Training. We're gonna have a virtual launch. We're really trying to get into schools. We know funding is really low. We know life right now is really tough. So just to bring some book joy to the world. So we're doing that next
Okay.
week.
I
And
saw some posts you had on that. Okay, I saw those.
yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. So we're bringing kind of everybody together. It's a lot of teachers and librarians bringing their classrooms. It's also a lot of authors just interested in seeing the process, because we're going to share about how the book was made, kind of the process behind publishing, and then do some fun things for the kids. We'll do a read aloud, we'll do a draw along, and lots of fun things. So that's my next thing, paired with a lot of school visits. I love doing school visits. So I've got a lot on my calendar coming up for this release that's in just a couple of weeks. And I'm excited to get back with the kids. It's been a while since I've been in schools.
Now here's a question I have for you. You
Yeah.
are super detailed. You're so, she would have guys like when we had our PB Rising Stars meals, we had personalized menus. We had all these different touches that I was like, man, her kids are lucky. She does all that. But what about your writing process? Is that similar?
Good question. So when I'm writing, I feel like I either have a great plan and a strong outline, or I just completely wing it. And there's
Okay.
not a lot of in between. So for these chapter books, I have very strong outlines because I need to know where they're going, I need to know long term. Most of my picture books, I have just a vague idea and I just start writing. And then they
Okay.
need way more revision because they weren't
Okay.
as planned out. But
That's interesting.
I will be honest with you. The deep organization of PB Rising Stars is really because I work with Ebony. When
Okay.
there's two of us together to bounce ideas off of and then divide the work, it's a lot easier that way. So Ebony really is the heart and soul, and she
Okay.
has such amazing ideas that I get
Right,
to
because
make
she
happen.
takes it up. You all take it up that notch.
Yeah. Yeah.
Whatever you do.
It is
Yes.
fun. It is fun. She and I will often share, I'll say something like, "Oh, I can't do that right now because of course I'm making a giant balloon arch for this event for my children," because you're right. We do like extra things. So,
Right. Yeah. And I really loved that in the program because at one party when you guys had us dress up as characters, I'm like, I do not want to dress up. But it was so fun. Like all the things that you had us doing, I was grumbling about.
you ended up being Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, but it was really, it made that such a sweet memory for me
Oh,
when I
good.
went
I'm
to
so
LA
glad.
because of my involvement with PB Rising Stars.
Oh,
So,
that's so
yeah.
good.
Mhm. Well, let me see. I'm trying to think now. If anybody tuning in, if you guys have any questions in particular for Kailei, put them in the comments. I've heard, just seen compliments to you in the comments as we've been talking.
Oh, that's so sweet.
But
I'm not as familiar with the live, so I haven't seen the comments, but thank you everybody. So sweet.
okay. Yeah, they're just saying hey and saying how much they love PB Rising Stars and thanking
Oh,
you
thank you. We love the
for creating.
program.
Yeah. Now, how does your family feel about all that you've accomplished and done through the
Oh, that's a great
years?
question. It's been really fun. It's been fun for my kids to watch and be involved with. They get so excited when something's coming up. They get excited to talk about my books, to share my books. My husband is the biggest supporter in the world. He makes everything possible because it is a lot to have three young kids and be trying to do all these school visits and run a mentorship program and still write, and he's really great about making sure that we're dividing time with the kids and, having time all together still, of course. But during the work day, it's really nice because he works from home. And so we kind of tag team taking care of the babies so that one of us can be working and the other can be getting ready to work or whatever it might be. And it's worked out really great. So I have great family support. They're so excited about everything I'm doing, and that makes all the difference.
Yeah, and I'm excited to see these upcoming books. And it seems like you
Thanks.
have a variety of genres and a variety. So you like a lot of
Yeah,
different things.
I do. I do. Actually, when I signed with my agent, that was one of my biggest questions was, can I write anything I want? Because I like to write humorous, these chapter books are just kind of funny and silly, and they do have that underlying message of perseverance and it's okay to be different, but they're silly. And then I want
Mhm,
to write really deep, meaningful things like I wrote with Valerie with Icy Color. And then I
mhm.
want to write science with Kidventures. And so that was really important to me that I matched with someone who was willing to kind of send out such a variety of things. And it's worked out.
Yeah, yeah. So it's good. It's exciting to see all that you're doing.
Oh,
So
thank
it's
you.
really good. Yeah. Now, can you tell people again when the release date is for your newest book, The Villains in Training? When's
Yeah,
that come out again?
absolutely. So it comes out March 3rd officially. If you happen to have a Scholastic Book Fair in your life, it is in Scholastic Book Fairs right now.
Ooh,
They do kind of an early release in the fairs for some books. So
okay.
it's in the clubs and fairs if you have that in your life, but otherwise it's available in stores starting March 3rd.
Okay, that's nice. Now, where else can they reach you? How can they connect with you?
Yeah, here online on Instagram, I'm at Kailei Pugh Books, and my website is kaileipugh.books.com. I'm very accessible there. There's a contact form that comes straight to my email. And of course, PB Rising Stars, we're very excited to be gearing up. Applications open at the very end of this month and are open for just about 2 weeks. So you have plenty of time to look through that. So pbrisingstars.com is where you can find us there. And we're very accessible there.
Okay, great. Well, I want to thank you, Kailei, for taking this time to talk about PB Rising Stars mentorship and all the things you're doing. So, and it kind of gives people hope too to see,
Yeah.
see your journey and see how far you've come.
Yeah, I think that's so important. Like you said with mentorship, it sometimes it can look like everything's going really well and you have everything in a row. And, I haven't sold anything new for over 2 years. And I'm okay with that because things are in a different place, and not all of us are out here selling something new every single year, and it'll probably be 3 years between sales for me. And between Icy Color and the Villain School series selling was almost 2 years as well. So sometimes it's just good to know that that things might look really big and really great, but there are slow times and there are fast times, and wherever you are in your journey is okay. So I just really
Right.
appreciate you having me on today too. This was fun.
Well, I'm glad we made it on. I had the phone all around, so I'm glad. It's good to see you. It's so good to chat with you, Kailei. And
Yeah.
thank you guys for tuning in, everybody that's tuned in.
Yeah,
And
thank you.
yeah, I want to thank you guys. We'll be back next week with another fun episode. So thanks for joining in. Thanks, Kailei. I'm going to be checking out your new book. Everybody buy her book when it comes out, request it in your libraries, write her reviews, and help her out as she's getting this new thing out for our kids. But
Thanks so
anyway,
much, Tanya.
yeah. Okay, well, I will see everybody next week for another fun episode of Write This. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.